Everything in sport is really, really important to me, more so the women's edition, because it's great to bring a large sort of network of women together to discuss the issues at hand, any action plans that we want to take off of the issues that we've discussed today. As far as gamification goes, I would love to see the sort of gaming world versus esports world. They are two very different topics. I'd love us to do a deep dive into players and how the age ranges of players can be from 16, winning large amounts of prize pool money, to right up to 40-year-olds and above. I would also love to see the sort of esports and education side, what educators are doing, how educators are implementing esports into the curriculum, and what we can be doing as organisations to educate the general public and parents on what these kids are doing playing games in their bedrooms. So the Women in Esports initiative was firstly established as a campaign, but because of the traction that it got, it became a full-blown DEI initiative for British Esports to kind of target that area and take it a bit more seriously within the esports world, as there's not really anyone spearheading that at the moment, I would say. We focus on 4 key areas. Our 4 key pillars are educating, engaging, empowering and expertise, and they're the sort of areas that we try to target to try and make the esports space more inclusive, more diverse and more equitable. There's a variety of things that we hope to target under each pillar of the Women in Esports initiative. Educating, we have our Student Champs initiative, which is a tournament that we host every single year for UK schools and colleges ages 12 plus. They compete in a variety of titles including Rocket League, Overwatch, a whole bunch of others that I'm not going to remember off the top of my head. But Women in Esports introduced a pilot this year which had a winter split and a spring split. We had players that had to identify as female or marginalised gender. 3 out of 5 of those had to compete in our Overwatch tournament. So that is one sort of area that we're diving into in the educating space. In the engaging space, we are hoping to develop our outreach a bit more, attend more events like this, really getting to speak to other people within the industry and other sectors also to see how we can better engage and promote our industry out with just esports. And then empowering, that's pretty much all about uplifting other women within the space through content. How can we better highlight women in esports? How can we create and establish role models throughout esports also to help these younger girls get involved in the industry? And then expertise is all about sort of data-driven research. How can we start building more sustainable frameworks for other esports organisations to follow? And how can we be holding other sort of game publishers accountable for the toxicity and abuse that occurs in their games? So, coming from a sports and fitness background, trying to promote DEI within esports, it has been really a bit of a challenge because I try and bring my own sort of upbringing and experience into esports. When I was growing up, I came from very much social class sort of background, very sort of underprivileged area, council sort of area up in Scotland. And so bringing that into esports, I've always been really passionate about ensuring that kids have access to equipment, have the same sort of opportunities as other people, despite the barriers that they may face, whether that is us as British Esports getting these sort of kits in school, helping them fit out these sort of IT suites that are not these outdated IT suites that you see in game and in schools, and really just trying to bring my own experiences growing up and what I would have liked to have seen as a child going into this sort of industry. We want to make sure that kids that have maybe faced sort of barriers, whether that be social barriers or economic barriers, we want to try and ensure that they are open to the same opportunities that any other kid would be open to, by trying to bring this kit into schools, and really just working on creating more equal opportunities.